Hello, this is SSW, coming to you with a more untraditional video that I want to talk about. Now, this video is probably going to offend some people, but I don't care. We have a problem in this country. Problem that no one talks about. And that problem is the epidemic of simps. Now, what creates simps? And what exactly is a simp? Well, I'll tell you. A simp is a guy that will do anything to please women instead of, will do anything to please women, who will have no boundaries when it comes to basically what he will do for a woman. He'll just obey orders like a good little slave boy. Yes, mistress. Yes, mistress. That's a simp. A simp is a thirsty and will do or say anything to get in that wet vice grip. It's a terrible thing. I mean, it's we have these simps out here that don't understand anything. And what creates these simps? Well, I would say single mother households create them. Generations of single mother households have weakened men and boys. And I have seen this. A good example is the African American community. I've noticed something about African American men. They are very emotional. They lack a sense of stoicism most of the time. I'm not saying all. I'm saying that a lot of them who grow up in the projects, they're quick to anger. They lack stoicism. They lack the ability to basically weather the storm and not get quick to anger, quick to emotions. It's because they were raised by their mothers. If you're raised by a woman, you're going to basically emulate the traits of the female. Either you become a simp or you become like a hyper-emotional wild man. Or thug, if you want to spade a spade. So either you become a simp or a thug. But still, you have that lack of stoicism, quick to emotion, quick to anger over anything anyone says. That is basically simping and basically thuggish, I guess, modern day thug behavior. It's not basically behavior that men should be behaving like, but men are now behaving like women. At least the younger men are. I am glad I am the few in the minority of men who are still not simps and have gotten away. I did a little simping when I was younger because I was young and stupid, but I had a father to guide me, and he guided me away from that situation, and I learned the hard way. But the thing is, a lot of young men don't have the guidance of a strong male figure in the household. And that's a major problem. Single motherhood breeds two types of men. Weak, effeminate men, or hyper-emotional thugs. Who are quick to anger, quick to violence over words. Who are not guided by traditional stoicism. Either way, it's bad. It's pretty bad. The situation is bad. Masculinity has been under attack for a while. And I don't need to tell you that things are bad. They are. We have generations of children raised by women, and I'm going to tell you this. I don't hate to say it at all. Ladies, if you're a single mother and you have a son, you are screwing your son up. You are setting your son up for failure. Single mothers, I don't care if you thought that you could raise a child without a man. You set your son up for failure, and he will fail. And it will come back to haunt you. You chose to get rid of that man in return for benefits. Single mothers, I'm not trying to put you down, but the thing is here, I think there's different situations. But I'm referring to the single mothers who chose to have children out of wedlock by choice. I'm not talking about every situation. I'm talking about the women who chose to spread their legs and have babies with basically men who would never be fathers. Those type of women create this epidemic of simps and effeminate men out here in the West. And it will come back to haunt you, because effeminate men will not protect you when there's something really bad going on. Effeminate men will be your worst enemy when things go belly up. You know, effeminate men can be the biggest threat to you when there's no law and order. And we have several generations of like boys and men being raised by women, and it doesn't work. And like I said before, you cannot be a father and a mother to your son. Your son needs a strong male figure to look up to teach him stoicism, to teach him how to control, to teach him how to be a strong man. Because a strong man isn't a man who's quick to anger. No, a strong man is stoic. He weathers the storm. Strong, I guess a good example of a strong man is the strong silent type. Clint Eastwood back in the day, for example, Dirty Harry. It's not a loud, obnoxious man who yells and screams. Not at all. Not at all. It is the quiet man who knows how to project power without having to basically bark like roar, who is powerful but quiet. That's a strong man. The trouble is, we don't have that in the West anymore. We have effeminate men out here and simps. And simps are basically have become the majority of the male population. Now, I am a remnant of what was left of. I'm a remnant of a previous generation, and I'm a remnant of, let's say, what men used to be. Men used to stand their ground against anyone. Men set boundaries, and a real man will set boundaries. A real man will not supplicate himself to a woman. I mean, he will not basically submit to a woman. A real man will put boundaries on a woman, and the woman will submit to him. According to the Bible, is the man's duty to make a woman submit to him, not the other way around. A woman, true femininity is basically this: it's being agreeable, it's being soft-spoken, and it's being submissive. That's what a feminine woman is. It's not being a boss bitch. It's not being loud and obnoxious. That type of woman is not feminine. And what we're seeing today is basically we're getting effeminate men and more masculine women. And it's a terrible thing for the West, I'll tell you that. Because this ain't happening in any other country, by the way. This ain't happening in, Pakistan. It's happening here. This ain't happening in Afghanistan. This is part of an agenda, to be honest with you. But the point is here is that, in closing, is this: single motherhood breeds simps. And above all else, effeminate thugs who cannot control their emotions, who will get mad over words. The most masculine men would just walk away from just words. Words mean nothing to a man. You can say anything, you know. So stoic men out there, I mean, Kung Fu is a good example. The Kung Fu, the original series, a man has to be stoic and strong and set bound. In a relationship, a man has to set boundaries with his woman. So I would say this: if you are a simp, if you are hearing me, you need to listen to me and reevaluate what you're doing. I know you were raised by a mother and you had no one else to look up to, but you just need to look into you need to research what being a man is all about in the traditional sense.